Blessed be everybody, it's time for a very special monthly astrological forecast for June 2023. And I'm doing things differently in this video than I have done in forecasts in the past. I have been working really hard on trying to find a way to give more thorough and specific general forecasts for free here on YouTube, while also still making sure that I can cover what areas of life are coming into chief focus for each sign. And I have decided to make a change when it comes to the way I put up my scopes. So that way I can talk about important dates and windows and planetary combinations without having it become sort of an information overload mess, and also allow people to reference back to the video at different points in time throughout the month and stay caught up on what is going on, and also have it all be in one spot so you don't have to click around. And so if you want to know what's going on with your sun sign or your rising sign or another person's sign, it's all here and ready to go for you. And so what we're going to do in this video is we are going to be looking at the month of June, and I'm going to be talking about very thorough transits and aspects, as well as, of course, lunations and, full moons, new moons, and things like that, and breaking down the most important aspects of them. And then at the end of every single segment, then I will list what areas of life are coming into focus for each sign. I'll be reading them off for those of you who would prefer to listen to this in the car. So it's like you get the story and the big themes and the big transits and influences, and then, at the end we talk about where you can expect that to be showing up. Also, as it relates to June, we've got the beginning of retrograde season getting underway. Pluto retrograde, of course, is already on as of May, but it's going to be sliding back into Capricorn. And we also have Saturn and Neptune turning retrograde this month as well. However, because those are long-term aspects, they're going to be with us for the vast majority of the rest of the year. I have decided to give them their own special video, which I put up recently. And so if you want to learn about those, because I'm not going to be covering them here, you're going to want to look at the link I am going to pin in the comment section below, and that will take you to that video, or you can just go to my main channel page. And I do that video very much in the same way that I am going to be working with this video. Also, if you have a Pluto, Saturn, or Neptune retrograde in your natal chart and you know it, that video will also teach you a bit about how that comes into your world, or how that affects you and what's going on your own, personal story level. If you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. Leave a comment in the down bar below. Tell me what you think. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. And with all of that being said, let's talk about what is going on with June as it relates to the story of June. At the start of the month, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. So this is the beginning, or the kickoff, right? This is a very high octane month we're going to be talking about. And a full moon, of course, is all about culminations, transitions, and endings, and high energy forcing movement. And full moons themselves, of course, as you've heard me say before, do not just go to work all on the day that they happen, right? It's not all beginning and ending on the 3rd. Full moons open up 2-week window periods, and so we're going to see between the 3rd and the 17th of June, a lot of major transition points start to show up, and a lot of culminating events and endings forcing movement where things have maybe become a bit slow or a bit sluggish in our world. Now, full moons do take on the flavor of whatever sign they are occupying. And so a full moon in Sagittarius, of course, is going to be its own unique expression of those culminations, transitions, endings, and high energy forcing movement types of experiences. A full moon in Sagittarius is all about fast growth, breakthroughs, escape from holding patterns, expansion, and propulsion. And what makes this full moon very unique is that it is also going to be in a trine to Chiron in Aries. And so Chiron, that's all about our old wounds, right? It's the area of, it's the ruler of one's baggage. Some people call it the wounded healer. I find that trite. I think it's more about the stuff that we need to be able to get a hold of, or maybe unrecovered ground or unrecovered losses from the past. Negative influences that might still be shaping our world, our reality, or how we think. Missing pieces and harmful legacies of the past. When we have a trine, remember, in astrology, trines are very harmonious aspects. They're very loving aspects. And what benefits one area of life benefits the rest. And so when we have a full moon, there is a fast growth opportunity or a breakthrough or escapes from holding patterns that were put in place because of loss, because of missing pieces, or because of negative legacies or old wounds from the past, where the baggage, either ours or other people's, old hurts or old setbacks have maybe set us on a course or kept us in a holding pattern that's prevented expansion or progress or growth or moves. This is the time where that really gets gets the show on the road. And when we have a full moon in Sagittarius doing it, it is all about making it happen in the biggest, fastest way possible. Sometimes a trine to Chiron can still bring up some cognitive dissonance, right? We have to have a lot of things come up to be released, or a lot of old business that maybe we've ignored or pushed to the back of our mind or stuffed down or sublimated comes up, because we can't just, abandon it. Otherwise, we'll just bring it to the next new place. Then that can be a bit uncomfortable. And you do always have to be careful during full moon periods. Not everyone handles high energy with, grace or dignity or anything admirable. So you want to make sure that in your dealings with other people that you are keeping an eye on, how are we reading the room? How are we communicating? What energies are being exchanged? But this is all about deliverance from a negative legacy or a wound or an unrecovered loss in the past as it affects the present. This is a big window period between the 3rd of June and the 17th of June. Now, this can affect multiple different areas of our life at once because, of course, we all have planets in different areas of our personal charts. But this full moon is going to be taking place in one key area, and these are the areas you want to pay attention to depending on what sign you are. If you're in Aries, this is in your area of expansion, both personal and business, the area of popularity, travel, big long-term contracts, and legal matters, as well as your spiritual path and practice. If you're a Taurus, this is in your area of shared resources, investments, passive and supplemental income, self-employment, and intimacy. If you are a Gemini, this is your area of partnerships, alliances, marriage, best friendships, and unions. If you are a Cancer, this is your area of professional roles and security, business in general, as well as your reputation, teams, schedule, and your routine. If you are a Leo, this is in your area of love and romance, recreation, creativity, monetized talents, and parenthood. If you are a Virgo, this is in your area of home, your living situation, the family, roots, and your home economy. If you are a Libra, this is your area of collaborations, commitments, communications, personal or professional contracts, and helpful third parties. If you are a Scorpio, this is in your area of income, salary, employment, values, and valuables. If you're a Sagittarius, this is in your area of your personal story. It's your first house, solo projects, and your personal desires, situations created or initiated by you, or things that you would like to initiate this year, things that you would like to get started, or things that you would like to move away from. If you are a Capricorn, this is the past as it affects the present, hidden matters, unfinished business, private or secret exchanges, and anything that you would like to maybe let go of that could still have a reverberation from the past or situations going on behind closed doors. If you're an Aquarius, this is in your area of friendships, community, your platonic support system, adventure, goals, and your loftiest ambitions. And if you're a Pisces, this is your 10th house of career, upward mobility, promotions, raises, and your status. Again, this is going to be one of the biggest influencers of the first 2 weeks of the month. We also have this interesting theme of pairs and partnerships and companionships and teams pushing forward throughout all of June. Mars and Venus will be working as a pair in Leo, and we also have Mercury and the Sun working as a pair in Gemini in the first half of the month and in Cancer as we close up the month. So let's talk about Mars and Venus first coming together in Leo. Venus will be entering Leo on the 5th, where Mars already is hard at work. When we see these two come together, remember we are combining the forces of Mars, which is all about that high energy, blockbusting, rousing of activity that's there to eliminate problems, to eliminate obstacles, and bring competitive opportunities for growth, as well as explore passions. And we have Venus, the planet of love, favors, affection, popularity, and gifts, coming in to deepen bonds, attract abundance, as well as bring new enrichment to your most treasured pursuits and commitments. When these two combine their powers together, Mars brings rewards for labor and hard work, and there will be plenty of opportunities to break a few glass ceilings, and Venus is going to be, again, a magnet for that love and abundance. So even if this is not falling in a financial area of your chart, this is going to be a month where everyone is still getting set up on a wealthy way, but especially those of you where this will be falling into an area of wealth or money. This is also a time where, this intense drive towards passion and prosperity needs to be kept in check because, it can be possible for these two in the same sign to become single-minded in their, mutually gratification-driven ways. So it's important to remember proportion and the rest of your life as well. There will be great advancements in love and competitive growth opportunities, both personal and professional, during this month for everyone, as we've said. And it's gonna, again, ripple out. The most important dates for this month for this particular combined transit are the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and the 28th, 29th, and the 30th of the month. But again, we'll be feeling it from the 5th onwards. June 16th, 17th, and 18th. They will be forming a strong trine to Chiron in Aries and a loving, supporting sextile to Mercury, which will be, of course, in Gemini at the time. And this is going to be creating a moment of triumph over a long-term struggle or adverse situation. This will be a sudden turn of events likely affecting other people or popping up because of a development in another corner of one's life or one's world through an important contact, ally, or pursuit. It will demand investment and dedicated time in the back half of the month, right? So the second half of June, in order to make sure that this is something that sticks, because this is going to be changing everybody's normal. And on the 28th, 29th, and 30th, they will begin their official conjunction with one another. Remember, conjunctions are only official when celestial bodies are within a certain proximity to one another. Some astrologers say within 5 degrees or 5 orbs. Some say 7. I tend to focus on 5 or even 3, depending on what celestial body we're talking about. And so even though these two will have been in this sign for pretty much the entirety of the month, except for the first 5 days, their official conjunction isn't happening until we get to the very end of the month. This will be a time where an important connection, commitment, or project evolves into something much more powerful and substantial. This could be the crystallization of a long work in progress or the payoff for dedicated work that launches all involved into a higher status with one another and their joint efforts. And again, because this is such a powerful conjunction, it will have a ripple effect to all other areas of life, not just this one part of one's chart. However, because both Mars and Venus, when they come together, tend to be a little attention-seeking, it might be tempting to get narrow-minded, so remember what I said before. Aries, this is going to be happening in your area of love, romance, recreation, creativity, monetized talents, and parenthood. Taurus, this is going to be happening in your area of home, your living situation, your family, your roots, and home economy. Gemini, this is going to be happening in your area of collaborations, commitments, communications, personal and professional contracts, and helpful third parties. Cancer, this is going to be happening in your area of income, salary, employment, values, and valuables. Leo, this is happening in your area of your personal story. It's your sign. So your personal projects and desires, your solo endeavors, as well as situations created or initiated by you, or things that you would wish to initiate on your own or with a very small select group of people. Virgo, this is in your area of your past as it affects the present, hidden matters, your personal history, private or secret exchanges, and old business. Libra, this is going to be in your area of friendships, community, platonic support system, adventure, goals, and your loftiest ambitions. Scorpio, this is happening in your area of career, promotions, status, raises, and upward mobility. Sagittarius, this is in your area of expansion, exploration, both personal and business, as well as travel, popularity, government and legal matters, and culture and your spiritual path and practice. Capricorn people, this is happening in your area of shared resources, investments, passive and supplemental income, self-employment, and intimacy. Aquarius people, this is happening in your area of partnerships, alliances, marriage, best friendships, and unions. And Pisces people, this is happening in your area of professional roles and security, business in general, reputation, your teams, your schedule, and your routine. We also have another pair going to work for us throughout the course of June. The Sun is in Gemini through the 21st of the month and will be joined by Mercury starting on the 11th. The 1st through the 11th of the month, Mercury is going to spend most of his time working on wrapping up old business and clearing up, old issues from May. But from the 11th onward, the Sun and Mercury are working together again as their own pair, as their own fellowship. The Sun is all about attention, enhancement, support, and growth, bringing you new resources, upgrades, updates, and opportunities for advancement. And Mercury is all about speeding things up, rapid developments, accelerated productivity, quick turnarounds, moving up plans, hopes, and aspirations to faster, more successful fruitions, opening lines of communication, and, of course, increasing everyone's intelligence, right? Making everybody smarter. And when we have the Sun and Mercury join forces, it's all about fast gains and speeding up slow to grow or slow to develop situations with an emphasis on problem solving, environmental and atmospheric transitions and transformations, and bringing helpful people and resources to the foreground. Expect rapid developments, solutions, and alterations of course during this period, as these two work together very much like a team of experts, looking for the best, most expedient, and efficient ways of putting everyone where they belong, where they will be the most healthy, and where they will be the most successful. This is going to be a time, especially between the 11th and the 21st of the month, where we're going to be experiencing a bit of a musical chairs type of, experience, as they will be rotating and shifting people, projects, priorities, and opportunities all over the place, in order to shuffle out misplacements, mistakes, or incompatible or otherwise problematic arrangements to bring more harmony and productivity into one's world. Regardless of where this will be going to work in your chart the most, this will make for a very lighthearted and fast-paced middle of the month. Projects and pursuits and commitments started or resumed during this period will be accelerated and evolve much more quickly than one might have learned to expect, either through one's own research or personal experience. So be prepared to keep up the pace. Be prepared to turn on a dime at times for lightning-quick developments, escalations, shortcuts, and deliverances away from what has been the status quo, especially for the first half of this year and the back half of 2022. For some, while this is all highly beneficial, it may seem too fast or feel rushed. You want to make sure you can do your best to keep up the pace or set at least a good pace without slowing up good things. Get ready to move yourself, right? Find the happy middle ground if that's what you need to do. And to add to the energy here, we have a new moon on June 18th in this very same area. And we will be seeing, of course, a 2-week window period open up from this lunation for a new beginning, seed planting, or a new long-term commitment, which will be made firm by the first week of July. And this new beginning is going to be meeting a personal need or granting a personal wish. And it's likely going to come through somebody or a situation that is going to help it all come together, because we do have that big focus on assistance with the Sun and with Mercury. However, this new moon will also be in a square to Neptune in Pisces, which means that this will need to be grounded and sorted out. You and all involved will need to make sure that it's given a proper chance, or given its proper chance, and not just meander through it fluidly or on intuition alone. That would be negligent and irresponsible, right? We can't just, vacillate between extremes of hyper-focus and intention and, going through life intuitively, not knowing what we're doing, not knowing what's going on. That's just being unconscious and trying to pretend it's not. The balance is, of course, finding the harmony between being intentional without being too rigid and being intuitive without being too fluid, haphazard, or negligent. And this requires care. This requires maturity. This requires organization, dedication, intelligence, and that way everybody involved can raise this up right. And again, this is going to be meeting a personal need or granting a personal wish. Where is all of this going to be coming through and going to work the most for each sign? If you're in Aries, this is happening in your area of collaborations, commitments, communications, personal and professional contracts, and helpful third parties. Taurus people, this is going to be happening through your area of income, your salary, employment, values, and valuables. Gemini people, this is happening through your area of your personal story, solo projects and desires, situations created or initiated by you, or things that you would wish to initiate or embark on your own, or maybe with a choice few people. Cancerian people, this is happening in your area of the past as it affects the present, hidden matters, your personal history, old goals or old dreams or ambitions, or private and secret exchanges. Leo people, this is happening in your area of friendships, community, platonic support systems, as well as adventure, goals, and your loftiest ambitions. Virgo people, this is happening through your area of career, promotions, status, raises, and upward mobility. Libra people, this is happening through your area of expansion and exploration, both personal and business, travel, popularity, government and legal proceedings, as well as culture and your spiritual path and practice. Scorpio people, this is happening in your area of shared resources, investments, passive and supplemental income, self-employment, and intimacy. Sagittarius people, this is happening through your area of partnerships, alliances, marriage, best friendships, and unions. Capricorn people, this is happening through your area of professional roles and security, business in general, reputation, your teams, your schedule, and routine. Aquarius people, this is happening in your area of love and romance, recreation, creativity, monetized talents, and parenthood. And Pisces people, this is happening in your area of home, your living situation, family, roots, and home economy. As we get to the closing of the month, we have the Sun and Mercury move on into the sign of Cancer June 21st and June 26th, respectively, resuming their partnership after moving signs. When in Cancer, they take on a much more relaxed, nurturing, and supportive focus as opposed to the highly caffeinated, greased lightning kind of experience of the middle of June. Their focus becomes more deeply invested in setting up for success, deeper relationships, nurturing health and harmony, and clearing out toxic or compromising influences that could have already been creating blocks or challenges to progress, peace, love, and closeness. This is a time of washing away or being carried away from such things so that one can be in a position to live, work, and love where they feel the most at home in the world. This will also be a time of many road openings and the establishment of new comfort and new security for everybody, working together to lift up an underdog situation in our lives. This is the time where a downtrodden, oppressed, or neglected person or situation that has been left out or missing out will be getting raised up. This is especially true in situations where maybe merit, credit, or fair chances have been denied. The Sun's focus on support, and eventually Mercury's focus on problem rectification and problem solving, see this through as we enter July, and it will reverberate through the rest of July as well. Lastly, we have a very important communication occurring with Saturn from both the Sun and Mercury. So Saturn retrograde in Pisces, remember I've got a special video on that retrograde. You can check that out by looking at the comments section down below. It'll be pinned at the top. I got a link there for you. With Saturn retrograde in Pisces, there is this big focus on relief from obstacles, relief from binds or bindings, blocks, or problem elements in order to free up space and allow for progress where it was not allowed or where it was hampered before. And so there is this big push from the Sun's focus on encouragement, advancement, and nurturing support and growth, and Mercury's focus on problem rectification coming together and making something very special happen here. This is going to be another wish granter or fantasy realizer kind of aspect. Even with Saturn involved, yes, that does happen. This is going to be creating a situation where a desire or a wish that you already hold, something that you may even have a certain familiarity or deep connection with, is going to be made possible where it was once maybe deemed impossible either by you or others in the past. Likely this might have seemed impossible because of a lack of direction, lack of clarity, logistical understanding, or practical availability. But with Saturn in Pisces, direct or retrograde, it is all about making the impossible possible. And so be prepared for a surprise, something that you may have pushed to the back of your mind, don't let yourself think about very much, or something that you wished but then decided that it couldn't be kept in practical consideration or wasn't realistic, can suddenly become very realistic and very likely start coming forth into being in July. Now again, because we are looking at an exchange between two signs, this will likely be affecting more than one area of your life at once. But there is going to be one area of your chart where the primary action is going to be taking place or coming through the most. And that's what we're going to be talking about here. So if you are an Aries, this is going to be coming through primarily your area of home, your living situation, your family, your roots, and your home economy. If you are a Taurus, this is going to be coming through your area of collaborations, commitments, communications, personal or professional contracts, and helpful third parties. If you're a Gemini, this is coming through your area of income, salary, employment, your values and your valuables. If you're a Cancer, this is coming through your area of your personal story, right? Solo projects or personal desires, situations created or initiated by you, or things that you would like to initiate or co-create with a select few. If you are a Leo, this is happening in your area of the past as it affects the present. Hidden matters, old business, private or secret exchanges, or maybe even old goals or aspirations. Virgo, this is happening in your area of friendships, community, your platonic support system, adventure, goals, and your loftiest ambitions. Libra, this is going to be primarily coming through your area of career, promotions, status, raises, and upward mobility. Scorpio, this is going to be coming through your area of expansion and exploration, both personal and business, travel, popularity, government legal matters, as well as culture and your spiritual path and practice. Sagittarius people, this is going to be coming through primarily your area of shared resources, investments, passive and supplemental income, self-employment, and intimacy. Capricorn people, this is going to be coming primarily through your area of partnerships, alliances, marriage, and best friendships and unions. Aquarius people, this is going to be coming primarily through your area of your professional role and your professional security, business in general, reputation, teams, schedule, and routine. And Pisces people, this is coming through your area of love, romance, recreation, creativity, monetized skills and talents, and parenthood. And so that is what is going on for June for everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this new format in the down bar below. And if you would like to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. And don't forget to come back every week. Of course, I do my weekly tarot forecast with a weekly draw with a special giveaway opportunity for a free 15-minute video report from me, Astrology and Tarot, if you're down for that. And I will see you all again soon.